Guess what, guys? We got our paint today. We got 4 gallons of Stars and Stripes blue, and we got 4 gallons of Matterhorn white. Now, hopefully it covers the whole thing, but we're gonna find out. We're so excited!
Well, we've got the scaffolding all put in place. We've got the paint, converter, thinner, cleaner. We just need people to paint.
This could be our someday. This could be our someday. Time is a thief, so why wait? This could be our someday.
And they're off! After a good scuffing, they wiped down the port side with denatured alcohol and finally, on this huge momentous day, cracked into our beautiful blue. Stars and Stripes blue. You guys actually helped us pick it out too. We had a big debate about what color we should paint. We were kind of thinking blue, but then we also liked gray, and as we're having all these discussions about what color, Mike and I were kind of leaning towards gray, and then Ross was like, "Hey guys, it's Finding Blue Haven!" So he's right, we went with Stars and Stripes blue. If you want to see some of the other colors we considered, you can check out our shorts, Awlgrip color samples. Originally we were going to spray the entire boat, but it fell through at the last minute and we ended up rolling and tipping. Rolling and tipping is a fast-paced, non-stop endeavor that involves rolling on a thin layer of paint and immediately following it with a brush to smooth out the surface. It removes any bubbles and also that roller texture. Thankfully, we had some expert help for this. Our expert went ahead and filled in the scores in the fiberglass, those lines that make the whole sides look like wood. Mike rolled on the paint, and then our expert went behind and smoothed it out with a brush. It took several hours, but finally the port side was done. Well, here I am at the boatyard. A huge momentous day today. Unfortunately, once again, I had to work, but I'm pulling in to see our beautiful boat with our new first coat of color on the port side. I don't even know how to explain what this is like because we're, as Mike says, 2 years into a 6-month refit, and this has been really, really long. It feels like all we've done is tear stuff out, which feels like we're going backwards. And so things like today are really awesome because it feels like we're actually going forward and like someday we're actually gonna have her done. So I'm pulling in this year. Come on, let's go look. Day 2 of painting. This time it's the starboard side. Like with the port side, we scuffed the entire side. They wiped it down with denatured alcohol and went back to rolling and tipping, once again with a professional. He stuck with us for this entire process. This was actually 1 week after we painted the port side. It takes several hours to paint, so we didn't have time to do it after work. We dedicated an entire day to each side. As we were deciding on a color and really looking at the Stars and Stripes blue, we looked at different boats with these colors. One cool thing about this color is it's so unique, people know it's Stars and Stripes blue even if we've never told them what it is. We've had people come into work who say, "Hey, you painted your boat Stars and Stripes blue, didn't you?" Yep. It's actually a mix of several different colors. If you have to fix the spot, when you sand it, you see all the different colors in the layers that you sanded off. Now that we've painted it, we can also recognize the Stars and Stripes blue on other boats as well. The Stars and Stripes paint we chose is Awlgrip, a polyester urethane top coat that gets mixed with a catalyst and a reducer. The reducer helps it evaporate slower, which keeps the paint film open, extends the wet edge, allows the solvents to evaporate properly so it can dry well, and also increases the flow and leveling while reducing brush marks and the roller texture. Basically, the reducer helps make your paint look better. One of the really nice things about the bowsprit in painting is that it's small enough that if we didn't get to it on the day we were painting one of the sides, we can squeeze it in after work one evening. That way we could focus on just the side and the back or whatever we were painting and didn't have to worry about not having time to do the bowsprit. Look at this beautiful girl. I just got off work and came to see because now she's painted with the first coat all the way around. And she's so beautiful. We love this color. I think we picked a good one. She's gonna look even better once we get all the white on the top and then all the bottom paint on. She'll be fully finished and absolutely beautiful, even more gorgeous than she is now. And look, the stern's painted now too. She officially has one full coat of paint all the way around. I wish you could feel this paint, it's so cool. It almost has like a rubber type feel. She still smells like paint too. But look at that, so cool, so exciting. She's going to get done and we're one step closer. The paint we're using, Awlgrip, has a recoating window of no less than 16 hours, but anything over 24 hours has to be sanded or scuffed before you can recoat it. Since we're only painting one day a week, on the weekends, we had to scuff between every single coat. We showed you this process in step 9. It takes a long time, and while we work on the boat after work during the week, sometimes we still couldn't get it all scuffed in time for the weekend. If it was rainy, we couldn't scuff. And also, on the weekends, if it was raining, we couldn't paint. If our professional was busy or tied up on another project and couldn't join us, we couldn't paint either. So originally we were thinking, okay, if we do 6 coats, we do one side per weekend, that means in 6 weeks we'll have 3 coats on the entire boat. And if we do 4 coats, then we only need 8 weekends. Except it didn't quite work out like that because the weather didn't always cooperate. So the first coat we were able to paint 2 weeks in a row, and then we had to wait for some weather and squeeze between stuff, and then the weather started getting messed up and then it was too hot, and so it literally took us months to paint the boat. It's so cool to see paint going on our boat. It's been so long, we've been looking at gray forever, and it's so cool to have blue on. But still, when we pull in and look at her, it's kind of weird because we're so used to seeing the gray. But this blue is beautiful and we absolutely love this color. Are you filming? Guess what? It's painting day! Well, we've already painted most of it, so. Back to painting! Today we're painting all the little things. So we have our blue paint, our Stars and Stripes Awlgrip, and we just have a little bit of the bowsprit left to do, so we're going to do a little bit of that, and then we are going to crack into our white one that we haven't seen yet, Matterhorn white. So we're going to take a little bit of this in a 2-to-1 ratio, so with our paint and our all-cat converter, and then it gets just a little splash of the reducer. But of course, safety first. Yesterday we spent pretty much the entire day and we put the third coat of the blue all the way around the boat on the top side. So today we're going to work on the boot stripe. We have 2 coats left to put on the bowsprit of the blue and then we're totally done with the blue. It is so exciting. Today we're going to try to paint the boot stripe. So for that we have our white. We saw the paint swatch for this, but we haven't actually seen what color this is. We're kind of excited to see, other than we know it's white. So let's get started. The boys are moving the scaffolding around to get ready to paint the boot stripe while I mix it. Yes, we're done with the blue. We have 3 coats on, so now we get to move on to the boot stripe. After we chose our Stars and Stripes blue, we had to choose a white to go with it. We actually took a long time to decide on this color too. There were so many different whites, and we wanted a white that would look really good. So we looked at a bunch of those as well. We chose Matterhorn white because it's white but not too bright white. We almost chose Snow White, which is a gorgeous white, but it's crazy bright. And as somebody pointed out, it's gonna look great when you first paint it, but by the second day, it's already not gonna be so snowy white. So we went with Matterhorn white, which is actually the white the Navy uses. And as Mike said, if it's good enough for the Navy, it's good enough for us. We saw it on the paint swatch, but we actually didn't get to see the real color until we opened up the paint can to paint it. We were a little concerned at first because it looked kind of gray and not very white, but the more we painted it, the more we liked it. And by the time we got to the second coat, it was definitely white. Painting the blue was pretty easy because it didn't matter really if it got on anything else. But by the time we got to the boot stripe, we already had the blue done and we definitely didn't want to mess it up. We were looking at using fine line tape between the blue and the white to get that crisp, clean line, but Mike decided he could probably just freehand it, and he did, and it looks amazing. Even if you stand right up close to it, you can't tell that we never used the tape. We made it to the 3rd coat! We are so close to being done with Above the Waterline. This is the last coat of white, and then we're on to the bottom.
We ran into some tiger striping issues on the 3rd coat due to excessive heat index. It's purely cosmetic and will not affect the performance of the paint, but we also want to do the best job that we can, and we want Stratego to look as good as she possibly can. So, we are actually considering scuffing her down one more time and giving her one more final 4th coat of Stars and Stripes blue.
Like Picasso painted it or something like that?
It looks rather good.
Well, that just depends. Do you want to look at this for 7 to 10 years?
I'm not going to be looking at the outside. I'm going to be sailing on top.
If you pull in the port, if you're anchored out, do you want everyone else to be looking at this for 7 to 10 years?
Yeah, because they'd be like, don't rob that boat. This guy didn't have any money. He painted that himself. I think it looks great the way it is.
What do you think, Ross?
I say repaint it, man.
Well, oh,
Or do another coat, I should say.
oh,
Not repaint. Stuff it and paint it one more time.
whoa.
Well, it looks like a map. Oh,
Watching it.
the tiger stripe there.
So we decided we're just going to live with it and paint it in 10 years. Right?
I didn't think that's what we. I don't think that's what we said, but
Okay, I'll talk to Mr. Scott tomorrow
Yeah.
and make sure and find out what kind of strings are attached with this next paint layer.
Sounds good.
And we got a bunch of work
Oh, yeah.
to scuff this whole thing and do the lines again. And then she'll have 4 coats on her. It'll be pretty thick.
Yep.
All right, I'm going home to cry in my milk. It's your last chance. Change your mind. 3 coats is enough.
are you gonna regret doing it?
No, I like it.
No, I mean, are you gonna regret if you scuff it and then repaint it? Are you gonna regret doing that?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, because I could miss my weather window for getting everything done because I spent the extra time.
Maybe not. What if you didn't miss the weather window?
I suppose it'd be good.
Only benefits.
Benefits?
Except for the...
Thicker. The paint will be thicker. More coverage. You know what I mean? I think that Mr. Scott can make it look better. And so that'd be a bonus. Now the bonuses for just moving on are tremendous. I'd be getting ready to do some bottom paint. So tune in next week to see what we decided to do.
Or next month.
Yeah, or next month.
Tune in next time to see what we do.
It's sure to amaze you.
If you have enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more content like this, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified of upcoming videos. Like this next one where we paint the bottom of our boat and decide if we're going to do another coat of blue.